The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Hello everybody, welcome to another Toku Talk.
Yes, this is Toku Talk time. Toku Talk. Anyway, this episode
It's a little different.
is all about head writers. And there was a secondary part to this question that I want to pose as well. And I thought it was interesting. The main question, this is from Wild Knight in our Discord. The main question, is it okay for some writers to write a whole series of Sentai or writer whatever by themselves, or is it better to have help?
It would depend on your definition of help.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaving that one as a secondary question. But first, let's go over some of our favorite writers just on the Toku genre.
I guess I'll start since I think my writer has the least amount of Toku credits.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You can't get less than one.
I know.
My favorite head writer in all of Tokusatsu
Half.
is Gen Urobuchi. He was the head writer for Kamen Rider Gaim, my favorite Kamen Rider, as everybody knows. But and it was the only Tokusatsu he wrote. But I just think his style of writing and his character of bittersweet at most in terms of endings is such an interesting viewpoint that not a lot of people choose. You look through his works here, and you don't smile in a lot of these shows. You've got Kamen Rider Gaim, you've got Phantom Requiem of the Phantom. Not a great anime, but it was dark. You got Palamagi Mariko Magica. Fate Zero.
What did you call him? Coeli?
How is that pronounced?
Quella.
Sorry. I was looking at the last syllable of Maggie and getting ready to say that in my head. Palamagi Mariko Magica. Fate Zero, which has a happy ending, said no one ever.
It is quite depressing.
Psychopaths. Also depressing.
It is quite depressing.
Aldno Zero. I don't think it's as depressing, but still depressing.
He didn't write Psychopath Season 2, did he?
He's, planning supervision story concept.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
The dip in quality of this?
Yeah. It was not good.
And all of the Madoka movies, Psychopaths the movie, a few Godzilla movies.
Right, I remember you not liking those ones.
Yeah, the animated ones, they're terrible. The
And
Netflix
a
trilogy.
number of manga and light novels. But I just think there needs to be more writers that aren't afraid to make you sad.
Jacob, I'll let you go next.
Okay, well, my favorite Toku is Ultraman Geed. And series writer on that, who I actually never bothered to look up till now, but a man by the name of Otsuichi is his pen name. This is the only Toku he's ever written.
Yay!
Only one he's ever written. You scroll all the way down.
Tokusatsu.
Down. TV drama, Ultraman Geed. That is the only one he has ever worked on.
That is quite good, though.
He is mainly known as a novelist.
Mm.
And his most famous work, I don't know if you've read this, Marcus, it's called Goth.
I've heard of it.
Which is about two students who are fascinated by murder. So he has written film adaptations and manga adaptations of a lot of his work. And Ultraman Geed seems to be very different from anything he's ever worked on.
Yeah, from the things that you mentioned.
Because I'm looking at just from the titles alone, Zoo, which is like a crazy anthology from what I understand. Summer, Fireworks, and My Corpse, which I've never read, but
Joyous.
color me intrigued. Black Fairy Tale, F Sensei's Pocket, Where the Wind Blows, Firestarter Ikawa, which, if it's anything like Stephen King's Firestarter, who knows? And then we get to Ultraman Geed, which is really funny, but has really good drama.
Yeah.
And I've never read any of his novels, but I'm interested in doing so now.
Yeah.
To see what kind of a sensibility he brings to those kind of stories. If it's going to be the same thing as Geed, or will it be something completely different? I'm wondering how versatile of a talent this guy is.
I love how much of the stuff like in Toku has introduced me to other things outside of Toku, like, or somebody's like associated with it, but they've done so much other stuff that I'm just like, oh, I want to listen to this or read this. Like X8 with Daiichi Miura doing the opening, I was like, I'm going to start listening to him now, and I've regretted nothing. So it's been useful.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on it.
So mine is Yuya Takahashi. He wrote all of X8, and he's written same thing.
No.
A majority of 01. So
damn.
He's just been really good and really consistent. He wrote everything with X8. All the movies, pretty much almost everything was 01. He's not always the main writer, but I think having him as the majority of the writers for these episodes has really just helped it be a lot more consistent. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing I give to X8 the most, just because of straight up consistency throughout the show. Just like quality never dipped because of that. And I can also pretty much also say the same things for the movie. The only thing he didn't write that had to do with X8 was Joe Superhero Tyson. But let's face it, nobody wrote that. All right.
What's that meme of we had a computer listen to 1,000 hours of something and wrote a script and here's what we got? That's how we got...
Predictive keyboard trained on Harry Potter books.
Yeah, that's how we got Joe Superhero Tyson.
Pretty much, because the movie was garbage. But Yu Takahashi is very good at setting up dramas and making me actually feel for these characters. Yes, of course, the actors are also going to help him with that, but it's like the script is the thing that you had to work off the most on, and I love how he does it. Mm-hmm. I think he is amazing. Unfortunately, he also wrote the Kamen Rider Amazon's Last Judgment movie, and that was trash. But, everybody gets one. Like Spider-Man says.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah, I think Yuya Takahashi is just fantastic. Now, just going off of that and the other question that Wild Knight posted, do we think that it's better for them to write a majority of all the episodes?
I really don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters because in the end it all depends on are you writing well? If you can write a full series well, then yeah, it's totally fine. If you can do it well with help, then yeah, it's totally fine. I really don't think...
No, again, it depends
don't think it changes much if you do or don't. As long as you're doing it well, it's all about execution, as I always say. What do you think?
I think it is good to have somebody come behind in some cases and just be like, oh, this doesn't work. Could we maybe do something with that? Who's like...
You want an editor, not a help.
Not so much an editor. I'm not even going to say it's like a ghostwriter. Maybe like a subwriter. Just go back and like, oh, maybe...
writing partner.
Yeah, a writing partner who can actually make this flow just a little bit better. Mm-hmm. You know who's the person who needed this the most? Inoue. He wrote Fies. He wrote Agito. He wrote Jetman, I'll give him that. But the other two is just like...
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Both ends.
But in this case, Toshiki Inoue has an issue of being very predictable and also being very aggravating in his writing style. And that happens so often in Fies, where I was sitting here looking at it like, wow, what if we didn't? There's a lake here. We don't have to throw somebody into the lake. It's always with him.
Maybe he was thrown into a lake as a child.
He never got away.
And this is him just working through his past trauma.
Everybody has to go through the same thing I did. Jetman, like you said, give him the one, but Inoue is just, he's so predictable in his writing style that it gets really annoying. He came and wrote the second half of Hibiki, and the quality did. Mm-hmm. So...
Okay. The dip in quality in Hibiki, I think, is less to do with his writing style and more to do with the censoring that Hibiki had to undergo before it could...
At the same time, still Inoue.
I know. I'm not saying it wasn't entirely... I'm just saying it wasn't entirely his fault. Because there's only so much you can write when your fucking hands are handcuffed to the corner of the table.
But at the same time, he has done quite a few novels, specifically a lot of the Rider novels. He did the Fies one. Oh boy. That was a tragedy in written form. I'm not talking about genre, I'm just talking about how bad it is. It has a rape scene. And everybody was like, why? What was the point of this? There wasn't one. It was just bad. But in terms of things like this, I do think if there's a little bit of burnout halfway through, like I said, Yu Takahashi didn't write everything for 01. There were a couple episodes where somebody else did it, but they still kept the quality up. As long as you end up having a plan.
Yeah, there's also, I was just saying, there's also a difference between, planning the whole thing out and actually writing every individual episode. Because, like, Benioff and Weiss, they didn't write every episode of Game of Thrones, but they are the ones who planned out the whole show.
For better or for worse.
I loved it.
Even the ending.
Hell yeah. Okay. Ending's fucking great.
Oh. But yeah, I think having a partner every once in a while definitely helps. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing that ended up...
I think another example would be somebody like Kevin Feige. He planned out the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Mm. He didn't actually write any of the movies.
Mm-hmm. That shows because Thor: The Dark World exists. Anyway.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway.
There are worse.
Yeah, I think when it ends up coming to Toku, or really just anything, you don't always have to write everything yourself. But if you plan it out and you write, in this case, a good portion of it, I feel like you've done good.
When I say it depends on what you mean by help, there's that, and then there's like Doctor Who, where there are entire episodes written by other people that may not have the same plan for the rest of the series.
Look at Chris Chibnall.
Yep.
Because God, wow.
Damn. Anyway, let us know who your favorite main writers are in the comments down below, and other Toku Talk subjects you'd like us to cover. Mm-hmm. Follow us on all the things. Is there anything else we wanted to discuss?
We didn't really talk about Sentai, but I mean, Sentai is sometimes up and down.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Mostly down.
Oh, well, actually, there is a good point that I could make to that before we end up finishing this.
What's that?
For a good portion of the Showa era, up till 5-man, there was a main writer. Let me look him up really quickly because I feel like he is pretty. I'm not going to say accurate, but I'm just going to go ahead and mention him now. The main writer of a lot of the Showa series were just one guy, but his quality dipped heavily.
Could have been aged
over time. Inoue was new when he came in with Jetman. But the thing is, the guy also wrote live man. Like, he has good ones. But God, I just wish I could remember his name. Actually, I'm going to look it up. We're going to look this up, and I'm going to cut this out. Because this is going to bother me on this right.
By the way, pissed off writing style made me think of Ryan's rant about the Witcher writer. Did you never see that? Seen on Off Topic? Oh, I'm pulling that video up.
You mean Andrzej Sapkowski?
Is he the guy who wrote The Witcher? I don't know his name.
The books? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. They had a rant about his writing style.
Yep. Okay, I got it. Hirohisa Soda wrote a lot. He just wrote a lot. And it wasn't always good. Yeah. It's just like from Goggle 5 to 5-man, he was the main writer. And you could tell that he got tired. Because 5-man exists in the way that it does. And it's not good. Yeah, Hirohisa Soda. I just think, sometimes it's good to take a step back. But yeah, that's the end of this one. As Matt said earlier,
I said everything. I said the outro already.
Let us know what your favorite writer is in the comments below and why you like them. And don't forget to join us next time and join us in all the things.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.